The hunt for alien life on Mars took a major boost over claims evidence of running water has been discovered in NASA images of the red planet's surface. Express.co.uk reported last week YouTube channel What's Up in the Sky 37 claimed to have found what it believed to be tree-lined lakes on Mars in pictures beamed back. The UFO hunters have now produced videos showing what it claims could be evidence of water streaming down Martian sand in pictures taken and beamed back by the US Space Agency's Curiosity rover, which is exploring and sampling the surface. In two videos, Will Farrer, who runs the channel, claimed NASA's 4WD droid was ignoring the dark streaks it was photographing. However, in a later broadcast, it showed what it said was evidence the rover had drilled into one of the dark patches to take samples. Mr. Farrer claimed in the videos that the liquid appears to melt when the planet reaches 32 degrees Fahrenheit. In a blurb he wrote, "Thanks to Neville Thompson and the sharp eyes at the What's Up the Sky group on Facebook, we now have another couple pictures of water seeping from the Martian surface. Add this to about 20 we have, and I hope to have a PDF file to send to NASA and the media very soon." A blurb for another video said, "I guess NASA is not going to be testing these what look to be dripping or seeping water flows on Mars. Thanks to researchers and my buddy Kjell, we now have over 20 images that have these type of what look to be water and liquid flowing from rocks on the surface. Most of them are at areas exactly like this." But in his latest production, he said, the new images from Curiosity rover showed yet another two images of what appear to be water flows that have turned back into ice after the weather cools back down. The week before the images of the flows, we have noticed that the temperature at the Gale crater rose above 32 degrees Fahrenheit. After going on Richard C. Hoagland's show, making 10 videos and screaming at the top of my lungs about firing the ChemCam laser at these flows would not jeopardize or contaminate the source since it would be at the bottom of the flow. Finally NASA got this done. I cannot wait until 6 months from now when we can actually see the results of the ChemCam analysis. It takes up to 6 months for NASA to download and analyze new data captured by Curiosity. So what is going on? NASA last year made several announcements about water on Mars, including October 2015, former lakes and rivers around the Gale crater area were there for around 10,000 years, enough time for life to form. September 2015, dark streaks on red planet rocks showed tiny amounts of water still flow on the surface of Mars. August 2015, unexpectedly high levels of liquid water were found just 1 meter below the Martian surface. May 2015, Mars was once covered in huge oceans like Earth. But so far NASA has found no evidence of significant surface water, or that even minuscule life forms do or previously existed on Mars. Today, NASA announced the latest on the rover's question to learn what happened to water on Mars, after it analyzed its tooth-drilled sample from mudstone bedrock. Curiosity project scientist Ashwin Vasavada, of NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, Pasadena, California, said, "Now that we've skirted our way around the dunes and crossed the plateau, we've turned south to climb the mountain head-on. Since landing, we've been aiming for this gap in the terrain and this left turn. It's a great moment for the mission." Curiosity landed near Mount Sharp in 2012. It reached the base of the mountain in 2014 after successfully finding evidence on the surrounding plains that ancient Martian lakes offered conditions that would have been favorable for microbes if Mars has ever hosted life. Rock layers forming the base of Mount Sharp accumulated as sediment within ancient lakes billions of years ago. The Murray Formation is about 1/8 of a mile, 200 meters, thick. So far, Curiosity has examined about 1/5 of its vertical extent. Mr. Vasavada added, "The story that the Murray Formation is revealing about the habitability of ancient Mars is one of the mission's surprises. It wasn't obvious from pre-mission data that it formed in long-lived lakes and that its diverse composition would tell us about the chemistry of those lakes and later groundwater." The latest sample collection target, our dam, was drilled on June 4. This sandstone unit, called the Stimson Formation, is interpreted to have resulted from wind that draped a band of sand dunes over lower Mount Sharp. That would have been after the main stack of the mountain's lower layers had formed and partially eroded. Water later moved through fractures in the sandstone. Investigation of the fracture-related halos aims to determine how fluid moved through the fractures and altered surrounding rock. Curiosity science team member Albert Yen of JPL said, "We were about to drive off the Norcluft Plateau and leave the Stimson Formation forever as we go up Mount Sharp. A few of us were concerned. The fracture-associated halos were becoming more prevalent, and we had only one data point. With just one data point, you never know whether it is representative. As with the similar previous experiment, comparison of Lubango and Okoruso found higher silica and sulfate levels in the sample nearer to the fracture. Multiple episodes of groundwater flow with different chemistry at different times may have both delivered silica and sulfate from elsewhere and leached other ingredients away. Mr. Yen said, "The big picture story is that this may be one of the youngest fluid events we're likely to study with curiosity. You had to lay down the Murray, then cement it, then lay down the Stimson and cement that, then fracture the Stimson, then have fluids moving through the fractures." On Mount Sharp, Curiosity is investigating how and when the habitable ancient conditions known from the mission's earlier findings evolved into conditions drier and less favorable for life. Thank you for hearing. Watch more videos at www.5la.net.